Transgender swimmer Lia Thomas, who smashed records in women's college swimming this past year, just gave her first TV interview in which she insists that critics who say it's unfair for her to compete against biological females are simply not supportive of trans women. Here's how I know that isn't true. I am supportive of trans women, and yet I don't think she should be competing against other women. In the interview with ABC News' Juju Chang, Thomas says she didn't transition to gain a competitive advantage, and she dismissed evidence that suggests trans women have any advantage over female athletes. Look, I've long said that I support the right of Thomas, anyone else, to choose their gender and to transition, but I continue to believe it's simply unfair for her to be participating in women's sports. Thomas, who in 2019 earned all Ivy League honors on the University of Pennsylvania's men's swim team, became the first transgender athlete to win an NCAA Division I title after finishing first in the women's 500-yard freestyle event in March. She's also the first female swimmer in Penn's history to win an individual national title. The 22-year-old has gone from 65th in the event when competing as a man to first as a woman. And she went from 554 in the men's 200-yard freestyle to 5th in the women's. Still, in watching the interview, I couldn't help but notice Thomas refused to make any room at all for any concerns that some of her own teammates have had over allowing a trans woman to compete against biological women.
I knew there would be scrutiny against me if I competed as a woman. I was prepared for that, but I also don't need anybody's permission to be myself and to do the sport that I love.
But it's not just the sport she loves. It's the sport the other women who compete in it love as well.
Some who look at the data and suggest that you're enjoying a competitive advantage. What do you say to that?
There's a lot of factors that go into a race and how well you do. And the biggest change for me is that I'm happy. And sophomore year, where I had my best times competing with the men, I was miserable. And so having that be lifted is incredibly relieving and allows me to put my all into training, into racing. Trans people don't transition for athletics. We transition to be happy and authentic and our true selves. Transitioning to get an advantage is not something that ever factors into our decisions.
You didn't transition to win more medals?
No.
And I believe that. And I get that being a happier swimmer could make you a better swimmer. But it can't make you this much better in the span of just a few seasons. 16 of Thomas's teammates at Penn signed an anonymous letter arguing that while they fully back her right to transition, they thought it was unfair that she be allowed to compete against other female athletes. And Virginia Tech swimmer Rekha Georgi, who finished one spot away from qualifying for the 500-meter freestyle finals, which Thomas went on to win, also wrote a letter saying she respects and stands by Thomas' her decision to change genders, but she thinks it was wrong for the NCAA to let Thomas compete. And that decision cost Georgi the final spot in her last ever college meet. But Thomas seemingly dismisses all of their concerns as simply being anti-trans.
The women who signed the letter anonymously said that they absolutely supported your right to transition, but they simply think it's unfair for you to compete against cisgendered women.
You can't go halfway and be like, I support trans women and trans people, but only to a certain point, where if you support trans women as women and they've met all the NCAA requirements, and then I don't know if you can really say something like that. Trans women are not a threat to women's sports.
It's not about being a threat. It's about whether it's fair. Thomas was also asked about expert findings that show even with hormone therapy, that trans women who went through puberty as males return a measurable edge when it comes to body size, airway size, hand size, foot size, etc., and that it would take much longer than 3 to 4 years of hormone therapy to undo that testosterone lead in order to fairly compete with athletes who were born female. Thomas had about 30 months of therapy before competing for the women's team. The NCAA allows trans athletes to undergo a year of hormone replacement therapy, though USA Swimming just changed their policy, moving forward to 36 months of treatment.
There is this concept of the legacy effects of testosterone, and that can't ever be zero. Should that eliminate or disqualify transgender women?
I'm not a medical expert, but there's a lot of variation among cis female athletes. There's cis women who are very tall and very muscular and have more testosterone than another cis woman, and should that then also disqualify them?
Look, I am glad, I mean it, that Thomas is happy and finally able to be her authentic self. She ought to be able to identify however she wants. But when it comes to sports, it's not random that she's doing so much better as a woman than she did as a man. The science is all pretty new. But she's the best example we have of someone who competed in the same sport, at the same school, and it fundamentally changed the outcomes. You can't just dismiss that as variation. What I also took away from this interview was that she seemed a bit self-absorbed, very me. Anyone who disagrees with her or even dares question the fairness of this very new, complex issue is automatically anti-trans. No room for nuance. This isn't all about her. It's also about the other women who are competing, and is it fair for them as well? Look, good for ABC's Juju Chang for asking her the tough questions. But I came away from this portion of the interview thinking she's well-spoken, well-prepared, even in terms of handling the publicity at this point, but showed no willingness to hold space, as we're often told to do by many on the left, for the competing views of the other women in her orbit, none of whom are degrading her publicly, but all of whom are just asking for fair play. Coming up, thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.